Coordinated, episode 298. Hot topic. Do you have my password? Greetings, AP coordinators. I'm Karli Suge, school counselor and AP coordinator.
And I'm Abby McCrate, also a school counselor and, of course, an AP coordinator. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday, October 20th, 2025. And Karli and I are here to let you know what's trending in the AP coordinator world. Our world.
That's right. It's a coordinator's world. Kids just testing it. Just kidding. It's all about the kids. But sometimes the kids can't access their accounts, and they look to us for help.
That's right. And today, we're going to talk about how to help them.
Great idea. We'll talk about student accounts, passwords, getting in, resetting, you name it. Oh, and a handy resource or two. It's time to get students swiftly signing into their accounts. It's time to get coordinated.
Hey, Karli. Good morning.
Good morning, Abby.
How are things going for you at Costa Mesa High School right now?
Oh, they're going. Things feel like we're moving along. We're going through the school year. Homecoming is coming, all of those things. How is October shaping up for you?
It's going okay. I'm still writing those letters of rec for November 1 college application deadlines. I'm getting excited about seeing college acceptances start to roll in for my seniors. And I'm fielding questions here and there about College Board student accounts. I'm sure you probably know the ones I'm talking about, right? I'm getting those slightly stressed emails from students who have yet to enroll in their class sections. They're saying, hi, Miss McCrate, I could use some help. I'm not able to get into my College Board account. Forgot password isn't working. Do you know my password? Or maybe they end with, do you know what I can do?
Yes, absolutely. I completely understand. And no, we don't have your passwords. But yes, we do know how to help you, how to help students, that is, get into your College Board student account.
We sure do. And, one of the key things I think we can do as AP coordinators in this kind of student interaction is to share the student account help poster that we have linked in the show notes.
Right. And we can also remind them that it's okay. It will get sorted out, and we're glad they came to us for help.
Exactly. But before we get too far into the particulars of recovering accounts, maybe we should first review why students need to have a College Board account and what they can do with it.
For sure. It's important for students to know that their student accounts allow them to not only enroll in their AP class sections and access AP Classroom, but their student accounts also allow them to access score reports and utilize their free score send. And that's not just for AP, right? Of course not. It's important they know we're talking about PSAT and SAT too.
That's right. I'm glad you bring that up because their College Board account will serve them in so many ways. And I might also add, since I'm in the midst of counseling seniors to complete the CSS profile, their student account allows them to access that application too, should they need to complete it.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And this is also the same username and password they use to sign into Blue Book to take their AP exams later this year in May. So lots of reasons why we want students to sort out login issues early in the year and get comfortable using their student accounts. Now that we've covered why students need College Board accounts, let's review some key things that students should be reminded of when they create their accounts for the first time.
Great. Okay, I'll start us off. Tip number 1, use your full legal name when you create your account. Don't use a nickname as your first name. Use what appears on your student ID or your passport if you have one, or your birth certificate if you know that.
Tip number 2, when you create your password, make it something you can remember, as you will have to pull that password from your memory on AP testing day.
Oh, yes. I feel like that needs an underscore. Password must be pulled from memory on AP testing day. Okay, tip number 3. If for some reason you already have a College Board account, do not create a second one. Let's work on getting you into your first account. And here is where I would have that student account help poster at the ready to show them tips and give them QR codes that they can scan for easy access to the student account help website and video on this subject.
That's right. Use the poster because I don't have your password. Hello, let me say that again. I do not have your password. We should also remind kids to keep their passwords confidential. That is their personal information, and it should not be shared with anyone. And while we don't have their passwords, we can use AP registration and ordering to look up the email address they use to create their account. If a kid is really lost, giving them that email address means they're halfway there.
Absolutely. At least you have part of what you need, right?
Exactly.
So good points. I'm thinking while we're talking, and I'm curious, how and when, Karli, do you have students create these College Board accounts in the first place? Like, how does your school do that? And I'm hoping to get some tips, right, for making the process smooth and efficient at my own school.
Mm-hmm. It's a good question because I think it's so individualized per school. Every school probably has a very different way to do this. But at my school, we typically do it within their first AP class. And for us at Costa Mesa High School, the ninth graders typically take the AP Human Geography class as their first exam. So that is where that teacher kind of partners with us and helps the students create their College Board accounts. But of course, that's not everyone's first class, right? So all of our teachers kind of work together to make sure that our students are getting access to their AP classrooms by creating their College Board account for their class. And then essentially that, as we've talked about, College Board account is used for many, many things beyond that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially if you have an AP class that a lot of freshmen take, right? Because I'm going through this in my head and I'm like, oh, right. Well, we don't really have one that our freshmen can take,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, if you don't mind, I'll just share a little bit about
Yeah.
our process.
How do you do it?
So our freshmen do it with their counselors during a whole class meeting just after PSAT scores are released. Which we find really effective because they're like wanting to get their scores and wanting to learn more about, because our freshmen, I should say, take the PSAT. I think that's an important thing I should have mentioned, but they're wanting to get their scores. So we're like, hey, I'm not one of the freshman and sophomore counselors, but those counselors are like, hey, let's create a College Board account for you to also just have your scores, and then you'll have that account. So they project on a screen in our auditorium the student score reports website. They have them click and follow along on their laptop. So they have to click that create account link. And then the counselors just oversee the steps that they take through that process, those steps that we just talked about for those tips that we gave. And speaking of directions, I'm going to bring this up here. I've heard arguments against this, but we tell the students to use their school email addresses during the account creation process. And I'm really curious to know about what you do. Because again, I've heard people say like, no, gosh, don't do that. But I will tell you, we just feel like it's easier to keep them all on the same page. If we say, now use your school email address, they're using essentially the same email account, right? Just with a tweak for their specific name. And then of course, when they're seniors, we as counselors send them a reminder about the need to change the email address associated with their College Board student account before their access to school email ends. So I don't know tell me where you stand on that issue.
Yeah. I love that we're talking about this because we do the exact opposite. At Costa Mesa, we recommend, highly encourage, that students use their own personal email address when creating their College Board accounts, because we have had situations of College Board emails not coming through, or the kids saying they're not coming through to their school email addresses. And it kind of just gives those students the empowerment of maybe creating a personal email address and using it as we can kind of move forward to college applications and things like that in the future.
Well, that makes what you just said, that makes a ton of sense. Like, I guess it's one of those things where, like, if you haven't had an issue with the way you do it, you're just gonna
Hmm.
keep doing it the way you do it. So, we haven't
Exactly.
had that issue with, like, the emails coming into their school account or not being able to get through. So I guess we'll just keep on doing our separate ways, huh?
Well, Abby, I'd say we're prepared to help our students with any account issues they might encounter.
I think that's right. Our students will be signing into their accounts with confidence. All because I mean, AP coordinators the world over, were clear, helpful, and coordinated.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be coming to you next week from my coordinated road trip, this time from Alaska.
And I'll be back with you in 2 weeks to discuss what we're working on in November. That's right, November, final ordering deadline month. Thank you, AP coordinators, for being with us through it all.
Because, as we know, no one does it better. AP coordinators, we are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.
Hey, Abby, question for you.
Ooh, question. Ask away.
What is the one learning opportunity that 100% of AP coordinators enjoy attending because they can engage with their colleagues, ask questions, and feel safe and respected?
Well, so many AP coordinator training opportunities seem to fit that bill. But when I hear engage with colleagues in a safe and respectful environment, that sounds a lot to me like chat with a coordinator.
You're absolutely right. Chat with the Coordinator begins Friday, September 26th and runs through Friday, November 14th.
That's great news. AP coordinators join us every Friday via Zoom for free.
Free fun, free learning opportunities. Count me in.
That's right. Sessions are 1 hour in length, and you, AP coordinators, set the agenda. You can ask any questions you have or sharing best practices.
At 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a chat dedicated to brand new AP coordinators.
And at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a topic specific chat. Topics such as score reports, AP registration and ordering, and more will be covered during these chats.
Join one or stay for multiple. Sign up for every Friday if you'd like. The registration link is in the show notes. We look forward to seeing you.